anything's working. I don't know anything at all. I don't know if anything's working. I don't know anything at all. Cool. That's great. I am proud of myself. I got a simple thing that almost everybody else gets to work, and that's cool. Okay. So like I said on the thumbnail, this is a mock test to see. No, that doesn't work. To see if I can get some of the stuff I want to work correctly. It is currently, I don't know, I'm still playing with what I want to do. Probably going to make my own backdrop. Is that you? Clyde is here. Clyde is here letting me know that I haven't fed him enough in the last 5 minutes. Okay, so let us, we got that. This. Alright, so for any future people who feel like looking into my madness, this is my first stream that I think I have set up halfway correctly. Who knows? Who knows indeed. It seems to be. But I am going to build a roof for this Nook's Cranny set that I've already modified because the original set is just the front half of this. Got a second one on sale for more than half off, so that became the back half. I used some 1x2x5 what I call pillars, but they're just bricks, to fill out the back wall where the door originally was, and then I just didn't put some of the decorations on there, like the, I don't know what this is, the Lost and Found. Let's call it the Lost and Found. If it's not the Lost and Found, let me know down below. But yeah, and then this notice board, which is a cool piece. I actually used the second one in, I need a different camera setup. I'm using a janky old one. Everything I'm using is janky except the actual computer. So you know, whatever. So I used that other one inside, and then I filled it with some barrels full of like tools from Animal Crossing, ones that from the little bit I'd played and the little bit I was able to look up without nerding out on wikis too much. The only other thing I really changed is originally in the set there was a cheese wedge piece on this last tile or stud part here. It's just a visual aspect, I guess, that they did in most of the buildings. And so I had more of these tiles because I had a bunch from an old sets. Like I'm trying to organize my old loose pieces at least a little bit, and it worked out for this set for the most part. I probably could have found more, but I did end up ordering a couple, and that's not all of them, but that's some of them. So all that really I needed beyond those 7 what I call pillars and a few just plates here and there were some more blue pieces to make the roof. And I've done that, and you can actually see in the top corner here, which I need to play with more. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger. This one, yes. We're going to put that below that. No, that's why I couldn't do it before. Alright, like I said, I think I'm going to make my own setup eventually. This is a free one that I got online, so that's cool, I guess. But if you're in full screen, you can probably see this is the roof I've designed. It's not very complex, but it doesn't really have to be. It's a flat roof. I did my best to match the style here, And yeah, we're going to build that and do one other thing that I ordered at the same time, but is not going to take that long because it was a very small edit I needed to do to an existing set I'd already modified. So we're going to start with this one since it might actually take more than 5 minutes, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to start by pushing you over here. You can be over here, and I will just kind of build this from the bottom up. So we're going to start with the 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2 by 10 pieces that I've got. And down the center of those are going to go these 2 by 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, no, 10. You'd think I'd remember this, but I have lots of things on my mind, lots of plans in my head. So, oh, look at that. It is already so magical. Next, I've got these 4 by 10 pieces, so twice as wide, but same length as the ones we just put on the top there. And now I did get these off Bricklink, so their quality is, I mean, Bricklink's great. I love Bricklink, but it means their quality, you can't really, they're not going to be new even when they're listed as new most of the time. So if I can find more of these pieces as I continue organizing my stuff, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. This is a janky hover cam that I stole from work / borrowed from work. Don't tell the people I work for. I need a better camera. But the last two, these 2 plates in particular, are not as good a quality as the others. So we'll see if how long they stay. But beyond that, oh man, this really is not going to take much longer than 5 minutes. I knew this would be a short stream since it's just a test, but I thought it would take a few more minutes. But anyway, so then come the tiles. I have lots and lots of tiles. The tiles doth. And these have this kind of the same issue. They're they got just general gunk on them. And in fact, let's make that part of the stream. One sec. Now forever, this will be the stream where I wiped off Legos with a wet wipe. Isn't that what you all came here for? All nobody, because I didn't advertise this and probably never will until I make my own backdrop, but I still want to get this recorded, and YouTube will let me do that. So there's one. You're not too bad. I'm just going to give you a quick wipe over. Most of these only have the issue of a little bit of scratching, which once it's on the set and in the town won't really be an issue. So that's all good in the hood, as I shouldn't say because it sounds weird coming out of my mouth. But whatever, I already said it. I can't unsay it unless I delete this video or edit it or delete it after editing it. Or whatever. Whatever in his house. I should stop talking. But it's a stream, I gotta say something. Or I could just not. That's cool. I should have done this first. I didn't think of this until now. Like, none of them were, like, so dirty I felt that it was, like, a health concern or whatever, but I'm, like, I don't think I'm technically OCD, but I'm mildly OCD, and this would bug me in the long run, so that's why I'm just knocking this out real quick. Just really quick. Just really quick. A lot of it won't even show when I'm done, because we're going to cover a lot of these plates with tiles. Not the entire thing. We're basically going to recreate the same pattern that's on the roof with these longer tiles to cover this whole section. So there's only going to be 4 lanes, like I'm calling these lanes, 4 lanes of studs showing. So I probably didn't even need to wipe the plates off too much, but it'll make me feel better in the long run. So there you go. There you go indeed. So just to get that spacing started, and then see if any of these look particularly better than the others. You can be a back one. I think that's the only one that's really, this one's not super great either, but it's better than the other. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to take 4 of these 1x6 tiles, and they're just going to go on top here. And then the rest are just going to fill in over here. Like I said, even with as much of that's going to be covered, I will still likely break this up and redo certain aspects of it in the future. And it's really just like, again, I don't know how well this camera is picking it up, but there's a stain right here, and then this back, some of these back plates are still showing. If I make a proper video with all my videos are filmed with my iPhone at the moment. If I make a quote unquote proper video with that, I can draw more attention to it. But now that I've made this lovely roof that took me not very long to make, I make most of the things I'm gonna modify, whatever. I make in studio first, but this one, I mean, I did obviously. It's in the corner there. Look at it spin. But yeah, this didn't take very long. I just needed to make sure that the size lined up, and in theory, this will just slide right in, and there you go. It almost kind of looks like a Pokemon Center, or a shop. The shops have the blue roof in Pokemon, but I'm not really happy with the Pokemon series. I made a rant about it on Shorts a while back. I'm gonna get the Rayquaza, and I'll probably get the red keychain, and just wait for the Chinese to make the Pikachu and Eevee in the right scale, which I hate to do, but if they're not gonna if they're not gonna put the molded Pokemon in a set that's good, then I'm not gonna spend $300 on it. Like, I'll get Rayquaza and Zinnia, but I think that's good. I don't think that Pokeball is good. The only reason I want it is for Red, the Professor, Pikachu, and Eevee, and I'm not spending however much on that. I don't think it was $300, but it might have been. It was a lot of money, and I just clocked it as nope right away. So there we go. That's it. I mean, this was a very simple MOC modification, so I didn't end up really needing to spend much time on it. Besides the few pieces I ordered for this roof, which, because I only have studs on the back here, it pops on and off pretty easily. Because I only had to order a couple things that I couldn't immediately put my hand on, and like I said, I likely, at least the plates and maybe some of the tiles, I could probably put my hands on in my loose Lego, but not at the moment. And I wanted to go ahead and get this done since I knew it wasn't going to take much effort to finish. So, like I said, you just pop that on there, and it's basically, almost a modular if it weren't for the base. For the moment, I'm keeping these extra things on the outside, these extra little bumps, just to keep the Animal Crossing flair, I guess. I think those were originally Mario plates, or part of the Mario system, but it makes sense that Animal Crossing gets it as well. I kind of hope this series isn't about to die the way the rumors are saying, but if it is, I got the main characters that I'm familiar with, and it would just be like some of the meme ones like Anka that would be fun to have. But I do have an extra cat, so I might just paint it. I've been experimenting with designing decals for minifigs, and I got the paper for it. So now I'm in the process of prepping some minifig pieces and whatnot to to just to make the minifigs. But some of them I'm gonna have to. There are a few pieces I'm gonna have to paint, mostly hair. Hair is the issue with a lot of these figures that I'm looking at. But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. So anyway, that was the MOC that I made. Well, the modification I made to 2 Nook's Cranny sets, and I also built the Rosie's house that came with the extra Nook's Cranny, and I will be that's a longer term project. It's gonna have basically with that extra Rosie's house, I have 6 of the nearly identical houses. Here, I've got one here. Yeah, so all of the extra stuff, all of the houses, including including the Able Sisters shop, have this exact same floor plan. It's really just the roofs and the windows when you get down to it that are different. Now, the brick patterns are different as well, but they still make the exact same floor plan. So what I'll be doing with that, and I think I spoke about this in the video I did. I've recorded that, but it hasn't come out yet. My extra Rosie that I could paint and make Egyptian, but we'll see. I ordered some yellow paint, but they sent me white paint, and now they're acting like they're not going to replace it, so whatever. So I'm going to stack, more or less. I'll have to add a layer of, see if I can get that visible here. I need a better camera. It's janky. This hover cam is on top of like a toy display piece of plastic, and I'm afraid it's going to fall over at any minute. But so I just need to add a layer of tiles to make it pseudo modular, and then I can just put the 2 bottom halves together, which will likely be Rosie's. God darn it! Will likely be the Able Sister clothing shop and the Stitches. Well, the yellow house from the seasonal houses, which I call Stitch's house, but it's not really anybody's. But those 2 will go on the bottom. Oh wait, no, there's 3 white houses, 2 Rosies, and Fauna's house from the Isabel house visit set. So those 3 will make the back of the building I'm going to make, while the red, so Able Sisters, the yellow, Stitch's house, and the pink, Fuchsia's house, also from the seasonal fun house, whatever it's called, set. Those will be on the front, and then I'll likely build like a staircase, an exterior staircase that goes around, because these plates they use as the base here in a Tom Nook's house, or Nook's Cranny and all that, those yes, I hear you, Mr. Clyde. Those aren't good for staircases to come up through them. So yeah, I'm thinking exterior staircase. So that's I've done something similar to that in No, that's not what I meant to do. I've started it. Here we go. So I've made digital representations of all of those. I mean, I didn't go into every detail, but enough to figure out what I'm going to need. And so I'll go through and figure out where the tiles need to be, and then figure out where the staircase will need to be. And because I'm thinking whatever side has the least windows, that'll go up. One door can on the middle. The door on the middle level can still be on the back, and then the I'll either need to move the side, change one of the doorways to be on the side, or just make the stairwell go all the way back up to the front of whichever building is gonna be on the top. So that's what I got to play with that still. It's in the process, but I can only spend so much time on that at once. But now that I've ranted about something that I didn't even plan to, I do have a small other thing to do. So let me grab that. So here is, this is the Emmett's house that I modified a little bit already. What still needs to be done is, well, there's actually several things that need to be done. What I'm going to do tonight is really just part of it, but I haven't figured out the follow-up. So I'm just going to do what I know will work for now. So I found this set, and it was originally like a $50 set or something obscene like that, and I found it. This was actually one of my better markdown finds, and I found 3 of them for like $15 each. So 2 or 3, they were marked down a lot. I know at least 2. I mean, it's been a couple years since the second Lego movie came out. So what I did was I built the 2, and I kind of just slammed them together and put them on this base plate. So the only thing that's kind of that I haven't figured out right now is where to create a layer of tiles to take off this the attic space, because I want it there. In fact, I want it to be more covered than it currently is. I'm just going to have like a ladder coming down somewhere when I figure that out, but I haven't put that much time into it. I figured the how to do the tiles to figure out this roof, and like the roof is done. Like this is, I might put some reverse tiles on the inside just to shore up a few little places, but on the whole the roof is done. So all I gotta do now is replace some of these ugly gray, which I actually like this gray. I use it for sidewalks and stuff, but it should not go in the center of a house or of a roof, and I knew that, which is why I ordered some extra tiles. Again, I might have been able to find some of these in my own collection, but I have a lot of that to go through from when I was young, and then my mom thinks that random boxes of loose Lego are just the bee's knees when she's trying to get in my good graces for whatever reason. She doesn't really need to, but because, you know, mom or whatever. But so because of all that, I have a lot of loose Lego, and I am slowly working through it. It's like even just the most basic. Where did my little thing go? I had a list that told me where I wanted these tiles to go, the pattern I wanted, and it's of course wandered off as things do. But anyway, so I've got a lot of those to come back to over time, and I'm organizing them in the most basic way possible first. Is it a plate? Is it a tile? Is it a brick? Or is it Technic? And because I seem to have the least amount of plates, that's also my miscellaneous box for the moment. It's it might bite me in the ass later, but it's what we're gonna do. So I don't know where that other sheet went, so I guess I'm just going to kind of do this. I mean, I'll just figure it out I'll do it live. Oh, no, found it. See, just as I promised something, I no longer have to do it. So yeah, this is my lesser, well, lesser is probably not the right word, but simpler way to do it. Is this even the right one? 4, I think so. Well, we'll figure it out. If it's not the right one, it's not the right one. It says to put a 4 here, and a 4, no. I might have found that one on my own. Cool. I'm good at this. I am good at this. So then we're just going to plop these 6s in. 2 more 6s here. Yeah, something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I don't know. So one thing I always try to do, and this is not like just a me thing, but I always try to cover the seams as much as possible. So like here, we've got a 2 by 2 slope brick here. So I wouldn't want to use this 1 by 4 because that means on one side it's not connected to the next brick. Now it is because of the slope under it, but might as well just keep on keeping on. So we're gonna put that 1 by 6 there, and that makes me feel a little better about it. And then we'll use the next 1 by 6 so that same reason, and then wrap it up with that 1 by 4. So evidently I didn't order an extra piece. I was starting to think I did. So there is that. And now, well, you can still tell if you're looking for it, it's a much nicer seam where there was, well, where it comes apart. And unlike the Nook's cranny over here, I don't actually have it connected to any studs. It's just that, well, I guess there's one. Yeah, one whole stud. This bit, this little stud here, where this flower is, I forgot about that. The rest of it's friction from this window going into this, where this gray slot is, or this gray tile is. Everything else is just friction and gravity, which I think is probably all it really needed, but I thought the one stud would not be too difficult. I've also added this cloud since the last time. That's an extra piece from the Nook's, no, not from the Rosie's house, the extra one I built. So that's cool. Now, what you might notice, well, there's this empty green part, and you know what? And well, in the movie, they were in a desert because the kid had gone into a apocalypse phase where everything he was building was apocalypse themed. I have that set, like the Apocalypseburg. I don't have a spot for it right now, but I finally got my table, my new table extension, so maybe I'll add it over there somewhere. I don't know. I'm still I have to get the legs installed, but those I can do. I'll be doing tomorrow, I think. So eventually I'll add, that'll be in a video. But now that I've rambled myself off topic, so they were in a desert in the movie, but my Lego city that this version of Emmett's house is in will not be in no desert. It will be at the edge of a road. And I would have made a little driveway for it, but I didn't want to make this house any smaller than it already is. So we are just going to imitate the sidewalk pattern that they do in modulars. I've done this before with other sets. The model house set that you might have seen in some of my videos before. I put a sidewalk there. I made a more Stone Age sidewalk for the Flintstones house. And now we're doing it here because it's a very simple pattern. It's just a layer of light bluish gray tiles. Sometimes they're long, like I did 1x8s here, and sometimes they're shorter. At some sets they're 1x4s. But either way, that's then a layer of 1x2 dark bluish gray tiles, and then however many layers of 2x2 dark bluish gray tile squares, and then I put a 1x4 dark bluish gray at the lip of the where it meets the stairwell. So that doesn't. It's better. I mean, there's this strip here of tan pieces that are used as the floor because it was a desert set originally, or a house that Emmett built in the desert. So I did add this fencing, and I used 1x1 bricks as well as a cheese wedge tile there to kind of put it together. So I'll likely either put the fencing more all the way around, or get just like some of the more of these 1x1 flowering pieces and put those around, or even just different levels of like green plates in tiles to get like a yard effect, because it's going to have the model house that I built on this side of it, and that's got a full yard, or well, it has a yard. Full yard's a strong word. It's going to have a green plate, base plate on this side that I'm going to build the sidewalk up, and that's going to lead to the park that's in the middle of my neighborhood section. So I'm going to leave this little bit of green out, and maybe put bushes on it or something, some bushes on either side of the window, and then to cover up the sandy bits. But that's an option. That's not dire to the design of this. And what are you complaining about, Clyde? I don't know if you can hear him. I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but he makes these sounds when he wants something, and he always wants something. I don't know where he's gone off to. He's usually right behind me. But yeah, so that's my in process. It is much more done. It will look better now that I don't have that strip of gray going along the seam, and that it's got the sidewalk. It'll fit in next to the other stuff that it'll be beside. But I will, like I said, I will need to figure out another layer of yellow tiles. I mean, it's likely, it's going to be right above these windowsills, but it's just the way that some of the stuff is built around that edge that I need to finagle how well that's going to work, and how many tiles that's going to take. Because that will need studs. That won't work without studs. Now, because I want basically the whole roof part, including this bit, to come off, it will mean not constant studs, but it will mean studs. So that'll be a thing I do. Because right now you can barely get to the TV area, and only just get to the kitchen area, which I'm slightly proud of myself. This TV, I didn't change anything about it except its placement, but it's on the swivel originally, so I put it between the couch and the table, which I also moved around, and now you can just swivel the TV around. Isn't that just great? Aren't you so proud of me? I hope you're proud of me. I hope you're proud of this test stream that barely anyone will ever watch, but I will know I did okay at. I know that I need to make a overlay that's more along with what I want to show. I just, like I said, this is a free one I grabbed from some video how-tos I watched online. It's good, but it's not what I need. So I'll figure that out as I go. The reason I was originally going to test this with a gaming setup, and I still will do a gaming test. That will probably go better because I won't have this janky camera. I'll have just the computer. But my next, I have a MOC that I'm waiting on some pieces to arrive. Pieces from actual, like from Lego. I ordered like 1,500 pieces, and they are primarily black tiles, and I got all those. And a few green plates and some base plates. I didn't realize they still sold the half base plates, this size, the ones I put this on. I don't know if they had green, but they had blue and they had dark bluish gray, and so I grabbed a few of the blue ones for the ocean setup I will be doing with that new table extension, and then a couple of the gray ones to extend the road that I'm building, and that's what all the black pieces are for, is the road. But while all those black pieces, 1,300 some black pieces, came pretty darn quick. Like, I mean, a week, maybe less than 2 weeks. All right, the yellow tiles I need to make the line down the center of the road. Those aren't considered bestsellers enough to keep a supply in the U.S. So they're coming from Denmark, and I know they're on the way, but they probably won't be here. And my best bet would be sometime in the next week from when this stream goes out. But technically, there's another week after that it could take, and that's kind of a bummer. I don't know. Like, it's just so silly that I have all these pieces, and I could start building it. There's a section of the road that's not even going to need them because it's a turnaround. But like I said, I have that mild OCD, and I want those yellow tiles so that I can do the turnaround, and I can finish the turnaround and then work from it. But so, like I said, I thought I would mess around with this, and I did, and it worked out. While the Emmett's house still needs an extra layer of tiles somewhere, I'll have to mess around with that. I won't rebuild the whole house, but what I'll probably do is in studio, I'll rebuild like the top 5 layers of bricks. Maybe not even 5. 1, 2. Well, counting the tiles and plates, probably about 5. I'll rebuild those in studio, like I did with the roof over here and the houses I showed you earlier. So I'll do that and figure out what the best layer to add those tiles for. I also have to see if they have those 1x4 tiles that only have studs on 2 ends. If they've got those in yellow, which I think they probably would. Who knows though? I don't know diddly squat. I mean, I know some things, but anywho, so that was my first foray into testing a stream. I know no one is here but me. In fact, at least I think so. I think the one view is the test I did on my other computer. I don't know why it would be anything else. I didn't tell anyone I was doing this. I thought about putting it on the Twitter, but it's I don't care enough. This is a test. If no one ever sees it, I might edit the video section of this in that where I was actually building into into a video and then have a better look at them in the city, the neighborhood section. But we'll see. I will note, I think I started to say this earlier and distracted myself. So the reason I didn't bother with a base plate or a sidewalk or anything for Nook's Cranny is because I do have, if you've watched some of my other videos, I have an older base plate that has a road running through it that I'm currently using to run through the Animal Crossing stuff I have. But I don't think I'm going to keep that permanently. But regardless, I have the green base plates. And there's only going to be like 4 buildings. Well, this one, the museum, what's going to become my apartment building, basically. And the City Hall. Yeah, so there's only going to be like 4 buildings left when I'm done combining the houses. So I'm going to try and put all of the furries together, basically. So the Animal Crossing, the Sonic stuff I'll be doing in September, the Looney Tunes, and some of the Disney stuff. So I don't know if I'll have space for a road. I want it to look good, but I just don't know if I'll even have space for a road in that part of the town. I was able to expand it thanks to the smaller table expansion, but I don't know if that's going to stay the way it is, or if I'm going to try to move some stuff around. But it's definitely not staying the way it is as it's been showing up in my videos recently. So if you've been watching those and you for some reason watched me ramble here even more than I do in those, just know there's always something changing there. Always something changing as I go through one mood or another. But yeah, I've always imagined I'd have the neighborhood, I'd have a graveyard, and I'd have a section, and then the Ninjago city, and then I'd have a little strip for the animal characters. So I'm working on that slowly but surely. That was part of the reason I decided to do Animal August for the sets I did there. But now that I have those sets built, since most of them are only facades, half a front of building basically, I need to do stuff like this to not make my brain explode. I'd prefer it if my brain didn't explode. I hate when it does that. And so I am not going to plan around sidewalks or anything for when it comes to the Animal Crossing stuff. In fact, when I get like the apartment building built and finish the roof for the museum, I might try to put some of them at an angle, which would really just mean some good placement of 1x1 studs on the bottom of this, or rather on the base plates, and then put this at an angle on top of those, and then put some more around the edge. So, and if not Nook's Cranny, then definitely the apartment building. That should definitely be at an angle. Well, the way I'm imagining it now, based on the base plates I have, it would be at an angle. But we'll see. I got to finish modifying the stuff, and who knows how long that's going to take. I'm trying not to make it take too long, but I'm also not trying to waste a bunch of extra money. Like buying all those road pieces was not cheap. That was a big set I could have bought, but I want the city to look like at least a basic city. So here we are. So anyway, if you ever, there goes that chimney piece. All right, so if you ever come across this stream, like I said, I don't plan to delete it. But if you ever come across this stream and you've made it this far, thank you. I don't know why, but I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you'll check out some of my videos. Once I have some more things mocked up, I will probably make a specific video about how I did some of that, which will probably include cutting out bits of this here. Hopefully I'll get a better camera by the time I do some more of this, but I felt that it was good enough for this. Maybe. Let me know down below if you made it this far and you think I should get a new camera, or if you think that it's great. It's just the greatest camera quality you've ever seen on a stream of the two roofs of Lego buildings that I keep having to angle up whenever I show you something, because this thing is not good for that. So yeah, let me know down below how you feel about all of that. But otherwise, thanks for checking out this test. If anyone ever checks it out, if you checked it out, let me know down below too. If you got to this point, it's it'll make me feel good about myself, and that's always nice. You should feel good about yourself too, but I'd also like to feel good. So anyway, again, if you checked it out, great. Thanks. This was a test, so I won't feel bad if you don't say anything. Just a little, but not too much. But yeah, like I said, check out my other stuff, my actual videos, where I mildly try to edit them with my lack of understanding of how to do any of that. And next time I get the chance, I will show these off in a way that makes them more visible. But that's all for today. I hope you had fun in my basement.